My name is Matthew Thompson, and I'm originally from Maple Grove, Minnesota. I'm almost 21 years old, and actually recently just came out of the closet fully a couple months ago. Coming out was very hard for me. I grew up in a pretty strict Roman Catholic family. Even though I ended up quitting the church at 16, I still had to fight a lot with the stereotypes that had been instilled in me, just because everywhere I went it was gay is bad, gay is evil, you're going to hell if you're gay. And even though I had abandoned those beliefs, I knew my entire family still held to them, and it was a hard concept to deal with. Aside from the whole religious stereotypes I had to overcome, the other thing I really had to deal with was just sort of the general stereotypes of gay, because a lot of people, when you mention gay, the first thing that comes into their head is the skinny twink with the tight girl clothes and the bleached hair and talking with a lisp and everything. And pretty much all through high school, my main exposure to gay people were the hyper stereotyped gay people in my high school. And it sounds kind of silly, but there was actually a fear that if I became gay, I would somehow become like that. I was afraid of losing who I was. But over time, I basically just got exposed to more and more people, actually did more research, did reading, actually went out and met more people who were gay, and found out that the stereotype everyone has of, the effeminate twink is maybe only about 10% of the entire gay community. They're of course out there, but when you really look at it, most gay people are just regular guys who happen to like other guys, or regular girls who happen to like other girls. So I found a group in Minnesota called Bear Coffee, and so I was home on Christmas break, found the group, found this address where they meet, drove there, went up to them, and almost bolted. It was the hardest thing to actually just open my mouth and introduce myself. And the first thing they did was they got up, hugged me, introduced me, and then it was just guys hanging out having coffee. After going to Bear Coffee, I actually went to another group that was back home in Minnesota called the Minneapolis Movie Bears. And me being a film student, that actually worked out very well. And that was sort of baptism by fire, because I met them, joined up with them, and then 2 months later I rode their float in the Pride Parade with them. Yep, surprise, Mom and Dad. So yeah, that was probably the defining moment for me to really start coming out knowing it was okay, because I knew then that I could be gay and not have to give up who I was.